My name is Anat Goodman. I am based in Israel. I am Jigzi Training and Pedagogy Director, and I'm very happy to be here with you today. So this is Jigzi. Jigzi is a platform by Jewish Interactive, a nonprofit, and it has a huge potential to help Jewish schools in terms of content, in terms of creation, in terms of motivating children to engage with Jewish education, Hebrew, and we are going to see how to best use Jigzi in your classes. So in order to go into Jigzi, I just go into my Google Chrome. It's a browser, it's web-based, it's not an app, and I just click jigzi.org, and this is the platform. And as you go in, you can see that this is the homepage. It says I have 15,000, more than 15,000 jigs. A jig is an interactive game. If you know WordWall or any other interactive games on other platforms, they're all wonderful. Jigzi gives us different features and amazing features for Jewish educators. And there are more than 15,000 interactive games on the platform. So as you go to the homepage, you can see that I'm on the homepage. It says home here on the top menu. And it says also Shalom Anat. When you sign in or sign up for the first time, you can sign up for free and use the free content, and you can also subscribe and get different content. I'll show you the differences. It would say your name, Shalom Anat. So we have all these icons with different themes, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, Ivrit Misaviv La'olam, which is a Hebrew program for proficiency inspired for early ages, the Aleph Bet curriculum. I'm going to go into different ones and show you the different content on Jigzi. So, but later on, when you go into Jigzi, into the platform, just click on the different icons and explore. Just explore the huge amount of content we have. The homepage is personalized. So if I go in, I can see the trend in jigs. I can see top picks, which are picks by Jewish Interactive, my like. So if I like a jig, I'll show you how to like a jig in a second. It would show up here, and jigs that were recently played, you would see here at the bottom. And if you scroll even more, you'll see the different major content created professionally by us at Jigzi. And you can just, if you click on the arrow, you can see the different types of content. And later on, again, you can go in and look at the different areas according to what you teach, and just click here and see what interests you more. So I'm going to show you some of the amazing content we have on Jigzi, and then we'll see how to create a game very quickly. There are different levels of creation, and also in terms of content, again, we have more than 15,000, but obviously it doesn't suit it. Not all the jigs will suit you, and you can filter here by just clicking exactly what you want. So if I'll click on, for example, PJ Library, it will take me to the page, and I see that I have 8 books and 1 playlist. I mean, a jig is an interactive game, but in case of PJ Library, is an interactive book, and 1 playlist for PJ Library. And as I hover with my mouse on any jig, it flips, and then I can like it, I can share it, and I can play it. So this one specifically is 1, 2, 3 Rosh Hashanah. So if I want to open and see what it looks like, I'm just going to click here on play and see what the jig looks like. And it opens up like that. I'm going to click here.
1, 2, 3 Rosh Hashanah with PJ Library.
Okay.
This is a PJ Library ebook. Come on.
Okay, so I stopped the game for a second. You see I have this pause button at the bottom right, play and pause button, which is very helpful if I'm showing this on a big screen in my kindergarten or in my class, and I want to speak to the children about what they see on the screen or ask them questions. I can always use this button, play and pause button, very helpful. And here on the left, you see the eyes. So if I click on the eyes, it would open a left panel with the entire game. So for me as an educator, I want to go and see all the different slides in my game, and I can decide, okay, in the lesson, I'm going to only show these two slides, slide 13 and 14. You don't have to do the entire game or any other game entirely in one lesson. You can choose which slides you want to go into. How do I close it? Okay, let's say I want to go into this slide, number 13. I'm just going to click on 13.
It's Rosh Hashanah, the New Year. Daddy and I make a round challah together. We twist the strands of dough.
Okay, again, I use the pause button, and I want to show you something else. If I click on the eyes and the left panel opens, from here as well, I can share a game. You can see I have the share button. If I click on the share button, I have all these sharing options. I want to show you, not on this game, on a different game, all the different sharing options. They are really, really important, but you see that you have share with code. This is how you would share a game with students. Or copy Jig link. This is how you would share a game with other educators in the classroom or in your school or in your organization. And you can decide to share a game from right to left, from left to right, with scoring and assessment if it's available. Not all games have it. Or without. It's your choice how to share a game, and you can share any game, not just games which you create. So let's look at other games. I'm going to switch this game off. And in order to go back to the home page, I can click on the Jigzi logo, and I'm back on the home page. And if I'll click on Ivrit Misaviv La'olam, I'm going to see the homepage of Ivrit Misaviv La'olam, which is all Ivrit Be'Ivrit. And we have Novice Low and Novice Mid. You go into any of them. Let's go into Novice Low for a sec just to see what it looks like. And you have all these units, and each one is an interactive game. And under each one, you have a teacher's kit and a teacher's guide, etc. So all of this content is in Jigzi, and there are more than 50 units to teach Hebrew. This is another amazing content that we developed in Jigzi. It's called the Aleph Bet, and it has a series of 1, 2, 3, and 4. The very beginning, this is to teach Hebrew, but in English, not in Hebrew. And each letter has a whole story and a movie, and it's really, really nice. So if you're teaching young children and you want to explore more about the Aleph Bet, you should definitely try this series. And you can see that this is a playlist. So I can choose to only share one game from the playlist, for example, the game Aleph, or share the entire playlist by clicking here, share playlist, and then share this link, which is to the entire playlist. But by the way, this is the entire series. So what I open the playlist is only this stage, the Aleph Bet, and then we have mishmash letters, letters which look similar, like Bet and Kaf, and stage 2 and 2B and 2A. You can go later and explore all of these. And this is another amazing series that we have on Jigzi. It's called Fast Track. It's for bar bat mitzvah to teach reading, Hebrew reading. And kids can engage with this game by themselves and really use it during the class, or if you have someone before bar bat mitzvah and you want to give a little bit extra than what you can during a lesson, you can use this series. Let's see, I'm going to open one game, for example, and let's open number 3. It looks like that.
Fast Track Unit 3. Learn the letters Mem to Final Fe. You know these letters and vowels.
Okay, I'm going to move forward. So,
now let's learn a third batch of letters.
And it looks like that.
Click a letter to find out its name. And Mem says M. Nun says N.
Etc. So kids would click here. Again, if you want to hear the instruction again, I have this button here that would read out the instruction again.
Click a letter to find out its name and sound.
Okay, when I click OK, I can start engaging with the game.
Match each letter to its name.
And you can see that I have points here.
Ein. Pay.
When I click, I hear, and then I know where to put the letter. If I make a mistake, for example, I'll put it here. Immediately, I know that I made a mistake. And if I'll put it back,
Pay.
it would stick. Now notice I get points. So for every correct answer, I get 200 points. If I make a mistake, it's only 100 points.
Samech. Final Fay.
Okay, I'm moving again
Check
forward.
if you know these letters and their sounds. Read the letter and then click it to check if you're correct.
Okay, remember I told you that you can open the game and look at the different slides and decide as an educator if this suits your students, their level, your ethos, everything you want to know about the game. You can look here. Here already they begin to read. It's an amazing series. If you have kids who are old enough, bar bat mitzvah age, or if you have Hebrew speakers and you want to give them extra, this is a wonderful series to use. And you will find this series, right, one sec. You will find it on these icons, as I said, all of these round ones. I'm going to here, fast track. And the JI Aleph-Bet curriculum is right here. Ivrit Misaviv La'olam is right here. So later you can go into Jigzi and look at the different jigs and content that we have. Shabbat, we are coming out soon with a wonderful new series for Shabbat as well. And I wanted to show you that you can also search freely for something. So if you search for Rosh Hashanah, you can filter by age, you can filter by language, and you just click here on search. And you see that we have 107 jigs, interactive games. A jig is a joyful interactive game or Jewish interactive game, you decide, and 8 playlists and 4 resources. So all this content for Rosh Hashanah. So you'll see that it says here top rated. These are the ones that in the backend we rated higher, so you'll see them. But if I'll click on all, you'll see also jigs created by different educators, but you'll see that the number now is 239. So more jigs if I click on all, but of course you can go through and decide which ones suit you more. And if you'll go to the playlist, you'll see that each one has different amount of units. So Rosh Hashanah games, 3 units, and this one has 4 units, and Gematria has 14 units, and this one is also 13 units. And underneath the resources are ebooks, which you can just download. It's a PDF. If I click on a view, I can just, it opens as a PDF with many links for Rosh Hashanah. I have in English, in Hebrew, one with animation, and you can just print it and use it in your classes. I'm going back to the top. So just click here and find out the content that you're looking for and explore the different things in Jigzi. So let's look at one game, for example, Alufei Haotiyot, and I want to show you how to share this game. Okay, so this is a game about the letters.
א', אלופי האותיות יודעים מה לעשות. מוכנים? קדימה! בואו להיות אלופי האותיות. משחקים ואוספים 9 חלקים של פאזל, ואז
Okay, so they have a mission. They have
ככה
to
כותבים
collect.
א'.
This is how you write Aleph. And I'm gonna move
יופי, הנה חלק אחד של הפאזל.
to the first.
כותבים רק את א'.
Now I have to drag. All of this was done, created on Jigzi. You can create a game very similar to this. Now I'm collecting only the Alephs. And again, if I want to open the jig and see all the different content in this jig, in this game, I'll click on the eyes. And I have all the different slides in the game, and I can choose during the class, I'm only going to do 3 slides or 4 slides, not the entire jig, but definitely choose in advance which slides you want to do during the lesson. And also you can share the jig with the family, with the child, and how do you share a jig? So as I said, when you open the left panel, okay, you have the share button. And you can share it through Google Classroom, through Microsoft Teams, or you can share it with code with students, or copy jig link. And of course, you can embed it as well. Let's see the differences. So if I copy the jig link, okay, the jig link is copied. I'm going to open a new tab and paste it. And it looks like this. And the teacher who gets it can open the eyes here and look and share it again and like it, etc. Okay, what happens if I share it with code? And why is it so important to only share with code if you're sharing it with families or with kids? If I share it with a code, it says code name. So for example, I'm going to share it with my Kita Aleph Alon, okay? I gave the code a name, so I know that all my Kita Aleph Alon are getting this code that I'm now generating. Click to create a code, and it generates a code for me. It generates 3 things. 1 is only a code. 2 is a link with the code in the link, okay? And 3, I'm going to copy the URL, the address of the game. And 3 is a QR. So I can either stick the QR on the kids' tables, print it and give it to them, let them scan it and play with their iPads in the classroom. I have many different ways that I can share it with them. And when they click the game, it's going to look like that. And see the difference, okay? The difference is there are no eyes on the left. They cannot open the game. All they can do is play the game. So if they click on the
א', אלופי האותיות יודעים.
I'm using the pause button at the bottom right. If they click on Jigzi, nothing happens. It's not going to take them to the platform. They're not going to be distracted by other content, other games, like you can see on other platforms. All they see is the game on the entire screen. If they close the game, they have to put in either the code, which is part of the URL, or click again on the URL. So the code is 607575, 607575, and it would open again, or they would just click again on the URL, it doesn't matter. But this is how you share with kids. And why is it so important? Because when you share it like that, they don't need to sign up, they don't need to sign in, they just click and play. And you would get the results later if you choose to share it with the assessment and tracking. I'll show you that as well. But they don't need to sign up. And it's crucial because if you want to share it with kids, they can play as many times as they want without having to sign in or sign up or anything. They don't need an account in Jigzi. Only the teachers need an account in Jigzi, and you can share it with as many children and students as you want. Same with families. Families don't need an account in Jigzi unless they want to do it personally. You send it as a code, and they can just click it and open it on their phone, devices, any computer, and just play the game. So it's very, very important how you share. If you share it the other way, like I showed you, if you share it like you would with a teacher, copy jig link, and this game is only for pro subscribers, they would not be able to open the game at all. So make sure when you share with kids and families, only to share with code, and they can play it as many times as they want, and it's good for 1 year. The code is good for 1 year. Now, regarding pro content, you'll see that some of the games have this little crown on top of them. So these games are for pro subscribers, and some don't. Some is completely open and free. So you can play these games without any subscription. If you'll have time later, I'll go into the plans. And if you have any questions, again, you can ask. And let's say you want to create your own game. I'm going to show you a very quick option and how to create a very quick game for Rosh Hashanah, for example. So in order to create on Jigzi, I'm going to click here on create. And I can create a jig, an interactive game, or a playlist, which is just dragging a few jigs into a chain of playlist and share the entire playlist. Or I can upload the resource and share the link to that. I'm going to show you now how to create a jig very, very quickly. I'm going to click here on create a jig, and you can see that the body of the jig, the body of the game is on the left, okay? And it says drag activity here. I have an option to create a cover, and then I would drag the cover and add images, etc. You can, of course, if you have time to design, you can do that. I'm going to show you how to create a very, very quick activity for Rosh Hashanah. Let's say I want to create a matching game for Rosh Hashanah. So this is my matching activity. I'll just drag it into the body of the jig, okay? And I have different options for matching. These are all pedagogic advice for teachers. You can do word and images, script and print, image and image, a word that begins with riddles, opposites, synonyms, etc. Every one of the activities I chose matching, but we have many other activities. Every one of the activities has different suggestions for teachers to use it in a really nice and inspiring way. So let's do something very simple with a word and an image. Okay, I'm going to click on words and images. And you can see that I have a step-by-step way to finish my game. And it's one, content, design, setting, and preview. Let's see how quickly it is to create. In content, I'm going to add a few words, okay? So for example, for Rosh Hashanah, let's say I want to write rimon. Wait, I'm going to write in Hebrew, rimon, tapuach, dvash, challah, shofar, okay? Let's say I don't have a Hebrew keyboard and I still want to type in Hebrew. What do? I have the Hebrew keyboard in Jigzi. So I'll click here and I have the Hebrew keyboard, and then I'll put my mouse where I want to type and I'll just click on the Hebrew keyboard. So for example, dag. So I can just do da, g, okay? And I have it with the nikud. All the nikud and all the Hebrew keyboard is here. I can also move it if I want to, or close it. Another thing that I can do is I can copy the word, tapuach, for example, go into dicta. Dicta is the automatic vowel. It adds the vowels automatically because nobody knows how to use vowels properly. I don't. So tapuach, and then I'll put the word, wait. I'll put the word back with the vowels, and vash, I'll paste it here, and it does it automatically for me with the nikud, okay? And I can do it for all the other words, but let's just do this as an example. Once I have my words, I'm going to click on generate, but you know what? I have too many words. So I'm going to delete challah because I want to do it very quickly. Dag, I'll put here. Okay, these words are enough, and click on generate. So the words are here, and now I'm looking for the images. So rimon, I'm just going to drag the rimon here. If I don't see what I'm looking for, I'm going to search in Jigzi. So I have a search for images, and you'll see that all these images, you see the little toggle Jigzi web, and these are all stickers. We have thousands of stickers in Jigzi, especially for Jewish educators, and they're all copyright okay for you to use. It's not taken from Google, and you can use these ones. Tapuach, no, this one is not great. Let's take this one. Dvash, so I'm just gonna click and type in and look for the images I want. Again, here you'll see that some of them have the little crown, so it's for pro subscribers, and some of them are completely free. Dag. Okay, of course you can type in English, in Spanish, in any language you want. I'm typing in Hebrew. and shofar. I'll take this shofar. Okay, so my game is basically done. I can now add audio to the text. So let's say my kids don't know how to read yet, but I want them to hear the word, see the text, and see the image. Best way to teach, right? So I can add audio if I want to. Rimon. When I click on the text or any card, it makes a frame. I'm going to click here on the tapuach, okay? You'll see the frame, and now I can record. I can record on both of them together at the same time. I don't have to do one by one, but I only want to record on the text. Tapuach. By the way, in the images, I told you we have thousands of stickers, but of course you can upload your own image, and of course you can take anything from the web, but be aware of copyright. Dvash. Okay, so 2 more words, and then my game is ready because we have automatic designs for every Jewish holiday. Dag. And each design would also give you different options for font. So we have script font and we have a regular font. Shofar. Okay, so in content, which is my main work for the game, I'm done. I put in text, images, audio, that's it. In design, it's all automatic. Look what happens if I choose a design, for example, this one, look what happens to the font. So the font is now very different, but I want to show you the fonts we have for Rosh Hashanah. So we have this one and this one. The font again is different for older kids, right? And this one, I'm going to use this one. But we have for Yom Kippur, for Sukkot, Chanukah, the different seasons, Israel, Jerusalem, Yom Ha'atzmaut, Noach's Ark, Western Wall, monsters, dinos, summer, amazing, amazing designs. You can go in, and of course you can do your own design. You don't have to use this background. You can choose a different background if you want. So that's it, my design is done. In setting, I can choose how many cards I want to display. So it can be anywhere between 1 to 6. I do have 5 words, so I can choose 5. And I want them to drag the words and hear and listen to the words. So I need to swap between the words and the images because these are the objects they drag. So I'm going to click here on card position and it swaps very, very easily. And that's it. Instructions. So let's record an instruction. Match the word to the correct image. Of course, my instruction can be only typed, only recorded in any language. And again, I have the Hebrew keyboard if I want to. And feedback, for example, Kol hakavod, Shana tova. Can give any feedback. I don't have to, I can. And they would hear it when they finish playing the game. My game is ready. I'm going to click here on preview. It's my last step. My game is done. Match the word to the correct image. Okay, so Rimon. Dvash. Okay, I'm happy with my game. It looks really nice. I'm on preview mode, so I'm going to exit out. If I want to change something, change the design, add to the content, I'll just click on these steps and go back and do it. I can do it even after it's published. But if I'm happy, I'm going to click on done. My game is ready. I'm happy. And it says, why not make another activity with the same content that you already put in? So let's create a memory game, for example. So now I have 2 slides in my jig, right? I have the matching and I have a memory game. Match the word to the correct image. Okay. Looks like that. Tapuach. I think that was the tapuach. Yeah. Tapuach. Okay, so I would play the memory like that. I'm on preview mode. I'm going to exit out and done because I'm finished. I can do flashcards with the same content, multiple choice with the same content, and I can print it with the same content. If I'll click on print, it would save it as a PDF, or I can just send it to the printer. and have a hard copy game to play. And let's say I want to now share it with the kids. Remember, I have two activities here, right? I could do more, but I'm only going to show you two now. And let's just publish the game. So I can click here. When I open the left panel, I can click on publish, or I can click here on publish jig. It doesn't matter. Okay, and we can call it Rosh Hashanah. Again, any language, Rosh Hashanah demo. All right, I have to choose a language. So this was in English, and age range can be, I don't know, elementary. And that's it. I want to show you how to share it with scoring and assessment, and now how I, as a teacher, would see the scoring. Okay, so if I want to see who plays the game and how much they score, the toggle has to be on. I can choose, by the way, that the entire jig is from right to left, which is unique to Jigzi. And that's it, publish jig. I'm gonna play the jig now. Share the jig. My jig is published, and I wanna share it with code, as I showed you before. So this one would be Rosh Hashanah, Kita Aleph. Rosh Hashanah Kita Aleph, create a code. Okay, so this is what I have. I can copy, I could just click here on copy URL, QR, or just the code itself, which I didn't show you, by the way, where to put the code. I'll show you just now. And now I'm going to share it with the kids. And when they play it, it's going to look like that. They need to put in their name, okay? So they can put in their name in any language, their mother language or Hebrew, if they know how to type their name. So let's say David is now playing the game. So David would put in his name and click play. And you can see the points here. Match the word to the correct image. Tapuach. Okay, so for each correct answer, Rimon, David will get 200 points. If he makes a mistake, Shofar. Shofar. Okay, I made a mistake twice. So now when I put it, I get no points. No punishments, but no points. Dag. Dvash. כל הכבוד. שנה טובה. Now it would go into match the word to the correct image. Now the memory Tapuach. Rimon doesn't give me points because we don't check memory. Tapuach. Shofar. Okay. Rimon. Dvash. Okay, finish the game. Dag. כל הכבוד. שנה טובה. I have 800 points. I'm very, very happy. I'm going to click here on exit. Now let's see how David's teacher, okay, me, sees how well her students did. So you see here, I'm in Jigzi's homepage, okay, homepage, and it says here Shalom Anat. I'm going to click on my name, and here I have my classes. So I'll go into my classes. And these are my classes, Rosh Hashanah demo, right? I just made this game together with you. And to see the results, I can click here on see all. I see Rosh Hashanah Aleph. I'll click on the link. And I see that David played the game, and David got 80%. He managed 4 out of 5. And if I'll click on the little arrow, I can see where he got it wrong. So I can see Doug, first try, Rimon, first try, Shofar. Okay, I need to repeat this word. I need to teach it again. I did something which isn't perfect because obviously David doesn't know the word Shofar. Tapuach and Vash was all good. I can now also export this result into a CSV and then upload it to Google Sheets or Excel and use it as data. And also I can take the same code and give it, if somebody else joins the class, I can now copy the same code and give it to a new kid. And if my entire class would play this game, I would get an entire table. So student name, when they started, when they ended, how much they scored, etc. So this would give me a really nice view of the understanding of the engagement, even if it's just to play for fun, who went into the game, who played the game, which is very important for us to see. Okay, so if I want to, as I said, if I want to give again the code, I can copy the address or the URL or the QR, show QR, it's right here. And I want to show you what to do with the code. So you can see here, I have this code, I can copy it here. And if I'll go into Jigzi's homepage, it's another option to share with children. If I'll go into Jigzi's homepage, I have this student code right here, okay? If they click it, it goes immediately into the game. So there are different ways that I can make it easy for the kids to open the game. Either they put their code, this one, in the homepage of Jigzi, or they go into, or they click on the link, or they scan the QR, or if a teacher puts it in CISO or Google Classroom or Microsoft Teams. We also have a community section in Jigzi, which is really nice because you can see the different creators. I'm going to click here on community. You can see the top 10 creators on Jigzi. You saw that it takes, I don't know, 6 minutes to create a game. Of course, you can create a higher level game with open questions, and we have many different activities. If you're interested to find out more or in-depth training, we do that as well. And these are amazing creators. So if you want to follow someone and see what type of content they create and see their jigs, or follow עברית מסביב לעולם, מורה אסתר. We have different courses here as well. I think we're pretty much covered here. Okay, so if you are interested in creating a subscription for Jigzi, you'll click here on the plans at the very top, and you have individual subscription or school subscription. And there are different plans for the individual. So this is 144 for the entire year, and this is 240. And the main difference is the Pro one enables you to create games, as many games as you want, whereas the basic is to use the content and you're limited to creating only 3 jigs. This is the main difference. For me as a creator, this option, of course, I would take it with the creation option. And a school subscription, it depends how many teachers. And as I said before, it doesn't matter if you have 5 children or 5,000 children or 500 children. It doesn't matter because you are sharing it with code. The code is open for 1 year and kids never have to log in or sign up. They get the content and they play the content and engage with what you want them to engage. If you have a school subscription, it includes everything, the creation, the sharing, the content, all the stickers and everything. And you choose how many teachers to include in the subscription. We have 20% off now for the new year, and you have a free trial of 2 weeks. So you can go in, play with it, explore all the different options, and you don't even need to put in payment details for the 2 weeks trial. And that's it.
And Nat, if you click on the top right-hand corner, your name, and go down to the account section of your Jigzi account, what you will have at the bottom of this page is an area called my current plan, and it will show you exactly what your plan is, what you're paying, and when it expires. And there'll also be a button in that area if you want to upgrade to the Pro or change from monthly payments to annual payments. You'll have all of those options in this area under account. There's obviously lots of different ways you can use it in your teaching, including online with a student and when you share your screen, and they can take over and do the controls with you live or create with you and use all the different features together. So, there's front teaching methods that you can use, there's sharing, and there's live interactions if you're online with your student at the same time. There's lots of other exciting new features coming, including new activities for the creation side of things. There's lots of new content series going to be launched over the next month, including what Anat mentioned at the beginning, a a Shabbat interactive series, and we'll keep you up to date if you're on our mailing lists with any new developments as well.